This is another Real Track production. Real Track, real.
I can see straight through the fuckery. Nigga know what's up with me. Yeah. Niggas know not to fuck with me. Real shit, only no fuckery. Thought this bitch wanna fuck on me, so she can go and tell that's the fuckery. If it ain't out there, that's the fuckery. I'm pulling back up with the fuckery. Yeah, bitch ain't no fucking me. You owe me, you ducking me, that is that fuckery. Yeah, stick on me ugly. Bitch ain't no touching me 30 for fuckery. Nah, that is that fuckery. That is that fuckery, fuckery. Yeah, that is that fuckery. That is that fuckery. Yeah, I can't let you pay me for a pussy. You owe me, then pay me, or I am a pussy. Yeah, you probably feel off, huh? But I can't let you feel like it took it. Nope. Not the way you had a nigga looking. Need my money on my work when I call you play hooking. Yeah, you ain't keep it G. You ain't keep it G, nigga. All you did is try to hit me with the fuckery, nigga. Yeah. Never about to hit and feed niggas. No. I was just trying to feed niggas. Yeah. Cause I was just trying to eat, nigga. But I can't let you think I'm sweet, nigga. Okay. Yeah. I ain't type to look for beef, nigga. Nope. But I ain't looking just to please, nigga. Yeah. Got the pipe on my hip, got some pressure built up. I'm a motherfucker squeezing. Yeah. Man, fuck making peace with you. I'll try and make some cheese with you. Yeah, man, I feel like we equal. Pull up, old raggedy vehicle. I'm shooting at whoever be with you. I wouldn't want to be with you. I'ma kill a nigga, smoke weed with you. Same nigga like to be a C with you. 30 round clip for your pussy ass. Then you get the picture. Thought this bitch wanna fuck on me. That ain't gon' happen though. Back in the trap and I'm stacking though. No time to chill with no ratchet hoe. Unless you on traffic though. No fuckery. She talk back, I smack her though. Tell that hoe pack the coke. Bitch, get your back and go get out the fucking dope.
Hey! Leave it to Bieber. What's up, baby? Man, I ain't seen you in some years, baby. You hear me? Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Danielle, thank you. Thank you for the floating hearts, the sparkles, the 2 jewels. Show love you for it, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. So tonight we're gonna call it Chiflada. You'll know what Chiflada means. Chiflada or chiflado is a Spanish slang term with 2 main meanings depending on context and region. Spoiled or pampered, often used for children. And 2, crazy, nuts, or eccentric. In some contexts, it can also mean someone who is arrogant, conceited, or showing off. The latter, showing off, that's how my girl uses it, right? If you're acting chiflada, it means you're showing off. So, she just came to moderate. Okay, well, thank you, baby. So, we're gonna cover a couple of things this evening. First of all, we're gonna knock Chiflado out the way. That's Andrew. Now, there is a laundry list of things that have happened in just the past, I don't know, 72 hours, 96 hours, something like that. Like he has went, I've been kind of chronicling it, but see, Andrew's problem is he acts real cute in the butt, right? And then when you fire his ass up, right, he gets real cute. Oh man, then he acts real downtrodden and very subservient, and and it's a cycle. And with this cycle, there's really no motion to the cycle, right? Hey, Kyle, what's up, buddy? So he's acting real chiflado right now. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna. I didn't feel like I wanted. You go take my word for it, because I don't just come on here and lie. This fool. Let me tell you what. This fool. First of all, anybody who he's telling right now. Okay, first let me step back just a little bit. I'm getting ahead of myself. Andrew, you are a dirtbag, homie. You are an unbathed dirtbag. Anybody that you are telling right now that they have some power around you, you have what's called value and then presumed value. Presumed value could be in the trillions, but the actual value could be zero. Okay? Now, let me just kind of lay this out. So I asked him, please, just the other day, please do not dox any of these people that are dirtbaggish enough with you. I know I'm getting to that. Don't dox these people. And we knew you would, right? You started out by putting out the Cash App for a little girl, homie. For a little girl. And then, so when you go and you search the name, it's got her whole government name. Then when you take that name and you just plug it into the old Google, we find out that it's on Green Street in Mechanicsville. And now she's asking you to make cock meat sandwiches and the whole nine, bro. Now, Andrew is filthy disgusting. Bro, you welcome to come over here and answer to any of this stuff. I will tell you this. Once I wrap up Chiflado here, we're going to talk really quick about Prayer Garden, okay? That's the least of my interest right now. My interest in what in the atomic bomb is going on in your life right now, Chiflado. Man, all accurate, right? So this is the thing. He's doxed this little girl out. I'm going to jump ahead. We're going to Tarantino back and forth a little bit. He's doxed this little. She don't know the power of this internet, right? He put her Cash App out there, right? You can search and find out who she is, where she lives at. And then he moderates her under her government name, her whole government name, right? Being cute, begging for cigarettes, okay? Now, jumping forward in the timeline, right? He's threatened all of these things to Lips just 1 hour ago. Meanwhile, homie, you done opened yourself up, and whomever we know who you living with now, right? We know exactly where you are now. And when I say we, I'm saying anyone who finds any of this interesting, and like a billy goat, and I've made this reference many times, like a billy goat, you can't leave nothing unattended around a billy goat. They're going to chew it. They're going to pull it. They're going to bite it. They're going to destroy it, right? And you leaving all of these pieces out there to just be handled, homie. So now you threatening Lips, right? And you think that you could threaten her and all of her stuff going on or not going on in her home, and think that now all of a sudden you haven't opened yourself up for what they call a turnabout. Turnabout is fair play. Fair exchange is not highway robbery, homie. You dig, right? Like, so, hey, Skunk, good to see you, buddy. So let me step back a little bit, right? I think it was yesterday. Yesterday, this fool has his numbskull son come on there, right? And then we're talking about the son that he helped bully another child into sort of a self-harmy submission, right? Now, what was interesting about all that is his other dumbass son, Hunter, evidently, he pops into the chat, and the only thing Andrew can't pay $25 a month in child support, but he could give him a wrench, right? Can give him a wrench. Then guess what happens? I ain't making a damn stitch of this up. I am not making a stitch of this up. This fool asked to be put into a Discord with his little brother Wyatt. And you know what Wyatt said? Wyatt says, nope, I got to ask my grandma first. What in the non-child support paying hell? What do you mean, homie? You mean to tell me your grandmama will let you be on the internet with your derelict, toothless father, but won't let your brother, your own brother, be in the Discord? Homie, y'all, pardon my French. Y'all know I don't come. I am just, y'all got life in the game fucked up. You hear me? Now, just because I don't say it all the time don't mean I can't. You hear me? You Chiflada as hell. Boy, come over here and grab you a link, right? So, very interesting, right? Let me move ahead real quick. Let me ask you something, Andrew.
You know I'm the big.
Who the hell is
That's
this?
why you call me daddy. I'm not like
Daddy? Hold on, homie. Who
your
is this?
kids. That's why.
Who is that? Because y'all playing a fool with these filters. Let me tell you what. Y'all are acting a fool with these filters. Homie, that is not even her. Okay? Hold on. Boy, you know, I'm finna act a fool tonight. You hear me? Who is this woman, bro? Because oops, I went to the wrong. Hold on. Bro, you not lying. Look here, homie. You not lying to us. You're lying to you. If you want us to believe that's what she looks like, fair enough, right? But then the real her is right here. Thank God this internet is free. Andrew's new and very immature girlfriend. She asked me to drop these for her as she files for a divorce and walks away from 2 or 3 children. Wow. For a homeless man who has now, you supposed to have kept that house secret squirrel from the internet, homie. For real. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I just got a text. So the little brat. Oh, wow. Bro, you have completely, like, we all know where the bat cave is, homie. And you supposed to be keeping these people safe from your tomfoolery. And that's the last thing that you could do. I mean, bro, I'm going to tell you what, homie, you sure do got to type. You hear me? I'll tell you this. Just the 2 tattoo, man. His tattoo's killing yours, homie. You look like you. I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna leave that one alone, homie. You gotta type, my boy. You definitely gotta type. So we're gonna get right to it. Now, Andrew stepped away from this live stream. Okay. He stepped away. He's acting all chiflado, right? And I only titled it Chiflada, right? Because Andrew stated very early on, right, that of all the things in the world he wished that he could provide himself, He wanted to provide himself a pair of breast implants. Now, didn't talk about having any nipple restructuring, so I'm guessing he just wanted guessing he just wanted the breasts, and he'd figure out the little man nipples later on. Boy, if you don't come over here and answer to this, boy, so help you God, you better come over here. Hey, Brooks, good to see you, baby. Man, damn. Hold on, let me grab you this link real quick. Oh, hold on. Let me ask you this real quick. Brooks, do you want to come up for this segment or for the prayer guard segment? Or you just want to come up for both? we have a special guest in the house tonight. Y'all put y'all hands together for Brooks, please. Hey, in the meantime, in between time, Andrew steps away to be our Chiflada because in this derelict household that he's squatting in now, he thinks he's a celebrity. And shame on these people who's letting him flop. And when I mean flop, literally, like 5 nights ago, he showed the bed, right? Like, this fool is sleeping on a piece of cardboard on the floor. It's not cardboard for real, but man, say he's sleeping on the floor. And it was just all like, bro, you are Pigpen on Charlie Brown, homie. Wherever you go, it looks like it stinks in that room, homie. It smells like breath, feet, unwashed hair. I mean, I'm guessing now we down to having to look at you, YouTube, with no shirt on. Well, because my boy, you ain't got no more clean shirts. That's what I'm guessing, right? Now, you walked away to be all Chiflada, right? And you left your daughter, who, let me tell you this right now, for one whole day, you convinced some part of that internet over there that you had your daughter in school, but yesterday she missed it, right? Interesting, very interesting, but not completely unbelievable, right? Completely believable, right? So now you got it going on all sides. You got a war in the streets with everybody. You got a war in the streets with Boober, with his old lady, Roe. Now Lips, pretty much, hey, country girl, Hellfire, be careful taking a wrench from this fool, because as soon as you take a wrench from this fool, man, he's gonna mess around and get into a fight with you he can't finish. You dig? Hey, Sasha, good to see you, babe. So, Gamer Girl, hey, what's up, baby? So, right here in this video, right?
I already seen that.
Let me tell you what this fool, he also at the end of this, he says how he been sober for 15 months. Now, you know me. Here on the 23rd, I'm going to have 25 months. I am not the policia of sobriety. And it also, because I work an honest program, it makes me feel some kind of way when I question somebody else's. But homie, we know you was smoking weed at the house before Boober helped you move everything out. You was smoking weed, bro. That was like 4 months ago. Right, Boober? Right, Munch? That was 4 months ago, bro. You have not been sober for 15 months. Let me tell you what he's going to say, though. Oh, weed's not really my problem. It was the alcohol. It was the pills. It was the blow. Weed's not my problem, so I can just smoke. No, sober is sober is sober is sober. Right, homie? It's all of those. You don't get to pick and choose what you want to. When you say sober, people who are actually sober can then hold you to the law of the land and say, well, no. You mean sober like me? Oh, well, then that means nothing. That means nada. That doesn't mean, well, I haven't had beer in 15 months because I can't afford it, or I can't afford pills, or I can't afford blow, right? But I can afford weed, right? Does that make sense? Izzy Pop, what's up, baby? No, right. I understand it, gamer girl. No, I understand. Beer's legal too, right? It's not, and I know you're not arguing the what's the legalities. Well, just because weed's legal, it means if you smoke it, you're still sober, right? No. Like, bro, you need to get your head out of your ass. Okay. So he's away acting Chiflada, doing whatever it is. Let me step back before I go there. Do you know the other night this fool came in with a meat stick, like one of them Macho Man Randy Savage snapping to his Slim Jims, and you know the first thing he pulled out that meat stick, and one of his moderators was like, "Andrew, can you even chew that?" Man, you know he woofed that thing down, he gummed it up, and immediately went to the kitchen and got him an apple. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that. Boy, you Chiflado as hell, boy. So he steps away. Now, because Andrew, on top of being Chiflada and all these other things, he's also like a little bit of a coward. We see him cower down to everyone, right? And I say that to say because he doesn't have his chat available. So you can't actually see the interaction between what used to be Country Girl and is now Hellfire in Lips. But Andrew gets Chiflado as hell here towards the end when he's got his daughter on drama watch. She says, "Drama, Dad." Watch. He's away.
I've already seen that. Just so you know, I don't kiss ass. I have to kick him. Stephanie, be nice.
Now, what's also interesting about this portion of it is that we all know every single thing that basically comes out of Andrew's mouth, he's going to spin it, right? It's got a spin to it. And Gamer Girl, you can put in the chat, yes, if I'm right, or no, if I'm wrong. Everything that Andrew is going to squirt out of his mouth always has a sexual connotation to it, right? He says here he's not a prevert, he's a provert, like a professional pervert, right? Everything, and it's gross, homie. If you can't go even 3 hours on YouTube without making all of these weird sexual innuendos, not even innuendos, like direct, nasty. He's talking about masturbating in this one. I'm not going to go through all of that. He's talking about masturbating with someone else on the internet while his daughter is in there, right? There is no end to the things that his daughter has heard. Straight up. And so is this like scared straight? Like, do we think he's not contributing to the delinquency of all of these children around him? He had this little brat. She's underage, and they're cursing and hollering, and she tells him to make her, and I quote, a cock meat sandwich, hold the bread. And where anywhere on earth is it okay for a minor teenager to tell a grown man who can't pay not one bill, can't even buy cigarettes, she's telling him to make a cock meat sandwich for her and hold the bread? Yeah, Val, right? Oh my God. Right. So let's move forward.
Hellfire, country girl. Are you done doing what you need to do so you can hang out or no?
This is all now back to my point. If you can't even go 30 minutes on a live stream on YouTube without making all of it sexual, can you imagine? He must just sit around all day. Like, he can't work because he's got every day of every week a full schedule of masturbating. It's what it sounds like. It's what it sounds like, right? Yeah, Izzy Pop. Yeah, it used to be called Moist. It's been Panda because there was a point in time, even during the height of the Summer Wells stuff, right? People started attributing the panda bear to kids with panda eyes, and he pops out with these panda bears because it makes people, because it brought drama. Like, there's no couth with this guy. We're talking about a guy, when he came here, he, out of his own mouth, he said he refused to brush his own teeth. Man, what you gonna do? You can't do nothing with somebody. You can't do nothing with nobody who won't brush their own teeth. You hear me? There's plenty of people out here lost their teeth to bad genetics, medicines, accidents, age. This fool ain't had no teeth. Think about it. You're born with no teeth. He's gonna have no teeth longer than he ever had them. Let's move forward.
Just curious.
Two old crows.
What?
What?
I said, excuse me. How is that rude?
I get that, but we don't do that here anymore, Lips. I told you this. We don't.
There. I don't know what was said, but there's an exchange. Now, something really, really just, I mean, it was almost like the Tom Cruise moment. Like, I'm not going to flip out. Like, everyone thinks I'm going to flip out. It was like one of them, right? And so he kind of, I'm going to fast forward a little bit here.
Ericon's Ericon, so he's whatever. Oh, I totally do.
No, we still haven't forgave Ericon either. Like, Ericon used to live in a short bus in the middle of the woods, right? And he talked about Summer Wells sausage, and he put fake blood in a bag and put it in his mom's root cellar, and it said Summer Wells. Like, we ain't forgot about none of you weirdos, right? You're all trash bags, right? Now, I do want to applaud Ericon for looking like he lost a whole person worth of weight. Like, for real, bro. Good stuff. Now, let's just skip past all this. Okay, let's move right to this. Now, does anyone know who Chud the Builder is? Put a 1 in the chat if you know who Chud the Builder is. Oh, I'm gonna rip my shirt. I think we're all pretty familiar with who Chud the Builder is, right? Yeah. I mean, I should start seeing ones just pour. Chud the Builder. Sasha, he's really in the news right now. He is just a country bumpkin from Clarksville, Tennessee. Actually, me and one of my lady friends, we had been tracking this thing, and I had even been tracking it with my girl. And I'm just like, this dude is about to get shot, or he's going to shoot someone else. And come to find out, he did both. He shot someone else and then shot himself on accident, right? So he is infamous for running around Nashville, Tennessee in the bar, in the entertainment district. And what he does is he engages with young black men or young black women, and he likes to throw the N-word around. He streams all of this nonsense on pump.fun, right? He carries around a bear mace and a pistol, and he's just begging for somebody to try, and he's macing people just left and right, okay? So what he does is he does all this wild stuff, and then he clips the highlights and puts them on his Twitter, right? It's a whole lore to that, right? So Andrew goes full Chub the Builder. We're gonna start Chud. You are now, bro. Anytime I refer to you now, it's Andrew the Builder. You are now Andrew the Builder. Now, there's an interesting dynamic in all of this, right? Andrew plays into all of the same parameters that a whole bunch of other weirdos, not just on YouTube, but just like in life, right? Andrew falls into this eccentric group of Chiflada men, right? Well, we're just going to speak on a man right now, who have these weird alliances with people on the internet, right? These alliances go so deep that they know all of these things that probably would not be appeasing. Yeah, rage bait streamer. There you go. That would probably not be appeasing to the public or to the rest of the generic public. So what they do is they get up with each other, and you want to know what they do? They hide and they collect all of these secrets of one another, right? And they keep them. This guy will even keep secrets like different. He will compartmentalize secrets. So for like this blowout, he's going to dump off this set of secrets. And then he's going to eventually work his way back into being friends with you again when he busts up with somebody else. And then when the blowout comes again, now he's going to release this set of secrets. Meanwhile, he's got a whole nother batch of secrets over here. Right? And not homie anymore. Right? And so, like, Andrew is such a piece of trash that he'll keep all of these secrets back, right? He will keep these secrets back and only reveal them when it suits him. Like, I find that weird as hell. Super weird. But listen to this. Andrew the Builder. Hashtag Andrew the Builder.
She's a little slow.
My mom is.
Now, what we understand is that there's at least 2 minor girls, a boy that seems like he could be 18, but he's wandering around the other night in front of the camera with a snake around his hand. So maybe he's just a budding herpetologist, or maybe he's just
Lips.
See, her thermostat's better than ours.
Lips.
So you can actually.
Come out and play.
Now that's weird, right? Like, here he is inviting a woman. And, you know, some of you may have an opinion about Lips, and some of you may not. Some of you may know who she is. Some of you may not. I can tell you this. Lips can definitely be a formidable opponent. That being said, all of this come out and play stuff. Why don't you go out and get a job, homie? Get a job, because we understand you don't want to work. You're scared to work. And you keep throwing around this whole New York, the state of New York, it identifies my podcasting as a job. No, homie. No, it actually doesn't, because in the moment you have another weak moment and you decide you want to quit podcasting, homie, there isn't no unemployment. Let's say you do something stupid on a live stream and you break your leg, your left one. There is no workman's comp. You ain't got no 401k. But bro, you ain't even got cigarette money, homie. Don't look now, there's Dippy. Yeah, I know. I ain't even mad at her, even though I done heard a whole lot of stuff, but I ain't mad at you, baby. I ain't mad at you at all. It isn't a job, homie. What it is it's not a job. Okay, moving forward.
Come here, boy.
Andrew. Come on, homie. Come on, bro.
Come out and play it.
Say, homie, you might as well just put it back up because I got it right here looking ass. Boy, bring your dusty ass over here.
Blue blood bullshit. Shit. So lit.
Boy, bring your dusty ass over here right quick. Yeah, no, Andrew the Builder, bring that ass here, boy. Boy, just go on ahead and make it public again so I don't have to make you look stupid. Come on, bro. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You're not black, sweetie. Come say hi. I love you to come in. You're no longer black. I can wait. I got all day. You see what you're doing is a form of against the new TOS rules.
Oh, here we go. While we're speaking about that, homie, don't you know putting that weak ass Cash App or that little girl's Cash App and that PayPal, that's against TOS, homie. You sure wanted to talk about TOS.
And also,
you getting ready to call this whole white woman well, we'll get to it.
Harassment on so many levels. You see, what you don't understand about the type of relationship I have with Country Girl,
Chiflada.
I've gone to war for that woman.
So you go to war, you will go to internet war for Country Girl, but you won't go to work for her? Bad boy. Boy, what is wrong with you, homie? It's like you got high one day and you just never came back low. What is wrong with you, man? Straight up. Like you think, make it, first of all, homie, you'll go to war for this one. Well, guess what? Bro, if you don't have lawyer money to assist her in going through a divorce, you sure is going through a war.
Okay? I've lost friends, very close friends, and almost family to that woman.
Say it ain't so. Boy, bring your ass over here.
If you think you're going to do something to hurt her, that's a joke. Because you see, as much as a lot of these subscribers in these streets don't like my recent decisions, going after an innocent woman just because he told you about yourself.
Now, innocent ain't always just a frame of mind. You hear me? Innocent? I don't know, buddy. She's rubbing shoulders with the likes of you. I would say she's far from innocent, right? But I told you, man. I told you. What I say 2 nights ago, I said, man, it's an E-date thing that looks like it won't be nothing pretty quick. That's what I said.
You got a little butthurt because you can't follow channel rules. Well, see, they just don't like you. See, they may not like me, but they hate you more. Okay? They really do.
Listen. What people think about me on the internet, it makes me know, never mind. I have a couple of handfuls of people that I care about their opinion, right? But guess what? They not paying my bills. They not buying my cigarettes, right? You are worried about the wrong things, Andrew. You need to, first of all, look here, bro. You wouldn't be losing friends and almost family members behind YouTube BS if you was at work 40 hours a week. You come home all tuckered out. Wouldn't be no time. Wouldn't be no time for you to lose friends over this internet stuff, bro.
And then you wonder why you can't even go anywhere to get up on panel unless it's some sappy person.
Bro, who cares about where lips can or can't go, homie? You staying in somebody's side room, you can't even talk loud without the man next door hearing you. Come on, bro. You're sharing this side room in a cardboard mat bed with 20 cats. Come on, bro.
Or you kissing somebody's ass so hard you're tasting their shit for a month. See, I had one good thing going outside of my child. One good thing going.
Now, if you had a job, it'd have been two. And now you see how those things can start to, you start to acquire them like what do they call them? Mogwags? Throw a little water on them, and now you got a whole bunch of them. You understand me? Come on now.
Going outside of my child. One. And now look what you've done. You took outside of my child, my children in general.
Yeah, no, his child. He's got one thing. Hey, he's speaking his first mind. He's speaking his first mind. His first mind is that he has one thing outside a country girl that's important to him, and that's the child he can't support right now. Just that one thing. Oh, but then he realizes what he said. Oh, well, I mean, all my children, even the two that I just found out that I had that I didn't even know about, right? All right, Kyle, be good, buddy.
Keeping me grounded, keeping me at that perfect level.
Now, perfect level. You got to be kidding me, Andrew. You have to be kidding. A woman that doesn't live anywhere near where you're at now, that's an internet e-fling, has 3 kids, and is married, you're married, and she's the one thing that kept you grounded outside of your daughter. And now you are going to rage and go on a racist rant because you lost her, right? Don't you remember like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when you were beating your hand against the wall, crying, pissing in your beer, moaning and pissing in your beer because your wife done ran off with somebody? This is a cycle with no motion. That's what this is.
And you took that from me.
How did Lips... Look here, man. If Lips took her with an A player, she wasn't for you. She was for Lips, right? That's right, Izzy Pop. She wasn't for you in the first place.
So now it's my turn to start.
Spoiler alert. Now he's going to go on a rampage, and he's going to probably start calling CPS. He's going to start telling the internet whatever things he thinks are secrets of Lips that he's been holding back, that he didn't thrust forward with the whole I'm going to put some kids on the dark web stuff, right? Do we remember that? We're not too far removed from that, right? That whole he's going to put some kids on the internet, and that he destroyed a hard drive all in that same period of time. Now, I'm not here to tell you that he did or he didn't put some kids on the internet, right? But you see where I'm going with all this, right?
Taking. It's my turn to show you what kind of vindictive fucking prick I can be.
Fleece, what's up, player?
And you're not going to know how I'm going to do it.
Lips. Now, I don't mean to scare you, doll, but let me tell you what. You see what Andrew will do to himself. You see what Andrew's doing to Andrew. He'll do you any kind of way. Now, there's no absolute way I believe he can do you any worse. He can't do you anything like he's doing himself. But that doesn't mean he won't try. Okay?
But just understand, when you ultimately lose every fucking thing you hold and love and cherish, understand my hand was so far in that fucking mess, it's fucking hilarious. This ain't a threat, sweetheart. This is a fucking promise. Take it all the way to the bank.
Wow. What?
Meanwhile, Andrew hasn't been in the drive-thru of a bank in years, if ever.
25 fucking year friendship you destroyed because you got your little feelers hurt. You drunken fucking whore. Okay? Now, let's discuss how you treat them girls like they're niggers. Let's discuss.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That says less about Lips and more about you. Yeah. Yeah. That makes you the racist, Andrew the Builder. Because don't you know, the connotation that you're trying to use with that word is that black folks were the only slaves ever. They were the last genre of slaves. You know, they've been enslaving people all around the world far before they've been enslaving the word you just used. Andrew, you are a racist. Hoo-ah. You are a real racist, homie.
Take it all the way to the bank.
Wow. What?
25 fucking year friendship you destroyed because you got your little feelers hurt. You drunken fucking whore. Okay? Now, let's discuss how you treat them girls like they're niggers. Let's discuss how you're a drunken piece of shit that sleeps till fucking 5 in the afternoon. Let's discuss that.
Is it against the law for Lips to be doing that? I think not. If that's what Lips wants to do. I'm not saying that's what Lips is doing. That's what he says she's doing. But that's not against the law. What you are doing, however, is against the law. All of this benefit fraud, SNAP fraud, keeping your kid out of school, that's against the law, homie. Actually, that constitutes child abuse, homie. Right? Hey, Miss T, what's up, baby? Yeah. Keeping your kid from school or not making them go to school constitutes child abuse, homie.
Shall we? You fucking scumbag.
What?
25 year friendship you ruined because you want to be a fucking cunt. Honey, I have eaten way tastier and way bigger than yours. So you want to play this fucking game with me? You ain't seen shit because I'm going to make the last 4 years look like fucking cakewalk. Fuck around. Found out I'm not the one. And I don't play YouTube bullshit games, sweetie.
Now, let's keep it real. I'm going to quarterback this thing real quick, and then we finna jump over here and talk about something different. Andrew, you're a coward. You could have came over here, and you could have definitely fessed up to any of this stuff, right? I mean, you'll go over there on them panels by Mooch and Boober and Tammy and Roe and Mama Bear. You done had wars with them, but you won't come over here, right? You'll just throw a stone and hide your hand or hide your video, right? Okay, looking ass.
I don't. Now we're playing.
Now he's got his daughter as a parrot on his shoulder while he's throwing around racial expletives. Make that make sense, right?
Games. And I will win. One thing about me you don't know. I never stop.
I don't think we've ever seen you win yet. Hold on one second. You can't make sense out of this. This man, this boy is completely delusional. You are delusional, homie. Hold on one second. Okay, let me throw this over here to Miss Brooks. All right. Yeah, that's his daughter laughing. That's right. She thinks that's funny. Shame on you. If she spent a little more time in school, she would understand exactly how highly inappropriate it is. She would have said, Dad, don't say that. That's how you know they throw that word around everywhere. Where? Everywhere. No, that you got it right, Jaded. And you want to know why he can't stay quit? Because he quits mid-quit. He can't even stay consistent with quitting. He quits in the middle of quitting. Boy, I don't even know what that makes you, but not a quitter.
Game the fuck on, cunt bag. Go sip another fucking goddamn drink with your pills, you whore. Why don't you go wash your bed sores, you cunt?
All these things he's saying, I don't know if they're true or if they're not. I don't care. But the fact that he holds these things back until he can use them for ammunition. But I will tell you one thing. He can't even quit, right? I will tell you one thing. He is consistent, right? In spite of needing little blue pills, he says, pardon the reference because I'm not him, but Andrew doesn't blow his wad all in one spot. Andrew has the type of restraint that he can hold back things because he knows he's going to be friends with these people again at some point. Just like he was trying to snucker up to Boober the other night when he said, well, yeah, I might need Boober to help me look through this paperwork again, looking ass. Even after he's told you he's throwing away all your worldly possessions, all of a sudden now you're going to snucker him back in because he said, you're not too bright. You don't understand words, right? You got Google on everything you own has Google on it. If you don't understand a word, homie, you could take all this paperwork and put it straight into Chat GPT. And guess what? It's within reason. It's going. It's going to tell you what these words you don't understand. It's going to make it make sense for you, homie. But you're so lazy. You need someone else to interpret your paperwork for you. Like, come on, bro.
Language. Damn, I'm being loud. Shit. Language. I'm going to get yelled at by guy next door.
You can't even speak loud. Now the whole world knows over on Green Street in Mechanicsville, they got a real racist living there. And you around some kids talking about masturbation and cock meat sandwiches. Like what is actually going on, homie?
I'll yell right back.
I don't want to get yelled at by guy next door. I'm trying to keep it calm here. So here's what's going to happen next. Okay? This is what's going to happen next.
I'll tell you what's getting ready to happen next. Nothing. Tomorrow he's going to come on here. He's going to say F Benny Keys, F that, F this, talk about old past stuff. And then tomorrow he's going to tuck his tail and run. Words are hard. I know, right, please?
You're going to lose it all of it. Okay? Because I got every message you ever sent to me, the flirty ones, the talking dirty ones. I wonder if your husband would really love this.
Meanwhile, what he's actually telling you is that even though we understand Elisa, his wife, is a child abandoning dirtbag too, he was flirting with lips. If you just, I don't know that they did, but if you take it for face value, what? So you're flirting with lips, but keeping it away from Elisa too? Elisa, however you say it. Well, you telling on yourself, bro. You do this every time. You tell, hey, Queen Ashley, what's up, baby? You tell on yourself every single time without fail. If you were a dog, well, you wouldn't be a dog long because somebody would have gave you somebody would have gave you just a little bit of leash, boy, and you'd have stretched yourself out. You hear me?
All those. Let's see how your husband treats you after he finds out about you flirting with every dick on YouTube. How about that, Lips? Now suck my fucking cock all the way to hell, motherfucker.
Yikes. Hey. It's a lot going on over there. You dig? Okay, so I done gave him plenty enough time. We're going to move over here. Now, this is the PG factor, right? Now, maybe some know, maybe some don't. I talk with Brooks from Crimes, Lines, and Lies very frequently. And we had a conversation today throughout the day about this paperwork. Okay. He is the true judge. And typically I would never couple these things together, but there's so many parallels, right? There's so many parallels between Andrew and all the stuff he does, his connection, unfortunately, to the Summer Wells case, and then PG and all her sexual deviancy, right? And her connection, right? So it's almost as if they're peas in a pod, right? Now, I had invited Lips. I sent her the link, but I understand. I know she gets up early and does her shows, so we may or may not have her. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through a little bit of now PG. I may or may not come over here and play your video. I have it all downloaded, baby. So don't try to pull no Andrew and think that you can make this unavailable and that we just can't run through it. Because you can make
on to looking at you and shit. She thought she looked like Pocahontas.
Well, you sound extra slurry. Right. I got it. So don't think that you and Andrew, I came here prepared. You understand me? So there was a little bit of a back and forth between PG and between Brooks, right? Now, let me give you a little back story, right? So PG is completely upset. Where is Fleece at? Hold on, dog. PG is completely obsessed with everything about this CPS paperwork. Okay. So much so that she shared screenshots that have now been screenshotted again, video recorded, screen recorded, and then plastered all over the internet so that these boys can never live down the fact that PG got a hold to this paperwork. Right now, a parallel between Don and Candace and Andrew is that this paperwork is even available for the internet to see. Why? Because, well, Don and Candace didn't understand some words in their paperwork neither, right? Got a whole bunch of geniuses here, right? So PG is all consumed with getting this 17-page report. Okay. She is also, at this point, she would throw away formula and diaper money for this baby that we haven't heard from in a long time. She would throw that money away, you dig, to get her hands on this 17-page report. This report is now 5 years old. And it kills PG to understand that there have been people with couth and restraint who have unfortunately, because let me tell you what, I've spoken to, I can count them on one hand. I can count them on one hand, the people that have said report, and they wished they didn't. Okay? That being said, there's people with this report And PG is so naive to think that it's only 17 pages. By now, it could be 1,700 pages. You understand me? But she is all consumed. I gave it back. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't. It was smoking me out of house and home. I couldn't feed the little joker cigarette habit. You dig? So she is completely consumed with having this report. Now, what's interesting about the initial screen, now the paperwork that everyone was up in arms about PG showing for all the wrong reasons, or for there's no good reason to put this paperwork on the internet. Every reason you could come up with on why it is a bad idea. Okay, I don't want it. Gave it back, right? Every reason why you should not put this paperwork on the internet. This draws it draws in. It's not even parallel. It is direct. It's linear. It's lineal. Why she wants this paperwork. She is completely consumed with what she believes to be the deviancy. She wants to be engulfed, immersed. All of those words into this paperwork. And guess what? She wants to project this paperwork onto the world, right? And I've said it before, as if we didn't already know Don and Candace were trash, or that they were this, or that they were that. We knew that. What's up, Mama C? This does not affirm or reaffirm anything we did not already know, right? I had it out with a lady who thought it was a great idea to screenshot those from PG and then plaster them all over the internet. And she's like, people need to know. Don and Candace I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? You think people need to know Don and Candace are trash, or that they are perverted, or that they are whatever, okay? You think we need to be reminded of this, right? She puts the paperwork out because that was her first mind. She thought it was a great idea to, Andrew, you better email me, homie. Thought that putting out this paperwork, it was her best forward thinking to put this paperwork out. After I don't know how many complaints in the complaint box, guess what? She takes it down. Why? Not because of all the complaints all over the internet. It's because she knew she'd get her channel taken. That's all that this is about, right? It's about keeping these YouTube channels. If I wake up tomorrow and my YouTube channel is gone, let me tell you what. Y'all ain't gonna see me no more. I'm gonna move on with my life. I'm barely here as it is. You dig? Yeah, no, he's got my number. You need to call me, homie. We need to have a talk. So let's go ahead and get into this right now. What you got to understand is there's a new sheriff in town. Literally, not just figuratively. Literally, there is a new sheriff in town. Izzy Pop. Right? There's a new sheriff in town. And I'll tell you this, after speaking with Brooks, this sheriff's office under this new regime is not, it doesn't appear to be the same old Ronnie Lawson gig, right? It's not the Ronnie Lawson operation no more, right? It is not. And that there was a gag order before. Now, Ronnie Lawson allowed this to look like there wasn't a gag order. Look up what is they don't just say gag order so as to try to just deter, right? You can look up people that YouTube, Google it, people that have breached a gag order and faced a consequence, right? So PG swears Brooks is going to jail. That she's going to jail, right? Meanwhile, well, let's get into this really quick. I'm not going to keep y'all all night. We'll go one. We'll bump it up a notch here.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm just doing a very, very short video.
And I spoke with her the first few minutes, and I'll let her disclose it, and then we'll talk about it, and we'll refresh people as they need to know.
You are more than welcome to comment, and we will do a live at your convenience. Seems like there's a bit of a mishap about some paperwork that was shared by Don and Candace Wells back in 2024. It's kind of ridiculous that a certain person is obsessed with having it. And it's getting to the point, it's obnoxious behavior. Calling all these people liar, 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 liar pants on fire, one thing after another. I will just say this.
Hey,
It's not your
what's up,
business.
Cher?
And if it was important to you, you would have it.
Bingo.
Plenty of people know, especially in Hawkins County.
That's part of the psychology here. Now, I've said it before. PG clearly, right? Clearly has a scorn woman syndrome, right? I'm not here to tell you that in the beginning of all this, right? I'm not going to lie to you and say, just to irritate PG, that there was not some sort of love connection in the beginning, right? I still have a phone number for Prayer Garden. Prayer Garden knows I used to call her on this phone number. Don gave it to me. Don didn't beg me, but he asked me over and over and over, maybe just over and over, to get in touch with this lady, right? A lot of you will remember PG, she wanted Don to bring the boys and come stay with her at her house, right? Now, as much as she wanted that, guess what happened? He decided to stay with Candace. Now, I don't know, take that for what it's worth. Does that mean that, well, to him, Candace is a more viable partner than, let's say, Prayer Garden? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you also have to understand the dynamic that Don, if Don knows, Candace knows. So that means Don and Candace, they both know who Prayer Garden is, right? They know who she is. Why, there's certainly, to me, more in the mix, right? But Prayer Garden, to me, it's the scorn woman syndrome, right? And because, how do you go from wanting this man to bring his children to live with you to now wanting to re-victimize these children and try to shame him in the process, right? How do you make those crazy bounds, right? Classy act, right? You don't think PG wears boxers? Probably not. I'm guessing she's a pantyhose kind of lady.
What the children went through. Now we go back and we flip a page back with how Grandis said the cookie started to crumble when Candace went on the Dr. Phil show. Let's take a listen.
New tonight at 5, Candace Bly, the mother of missing Rogersville 5-year-old Summer Wells, released a statement explaining her reasons for walking out during an appearance with Dr. Phil and the behavior panel.
Oh,
now according to...
So the scorn woman syndrome and the fact that now it's very clear to Prayer Garden that if she had this paperwork, she'd have been the last horse to the trough, right? So there's this she's been excluded syndrome as well, right? And we're talking about a woman that makes everything sexually deviant. A main topic on her show is putting sexual assault on children. She has no idea if they've been sexually assaulted, right? She may think she knows. She may whatever. She may surmise she knows. She's only to know that is to know you were there or that a court told you so, right? Pantalonias. Now,
a statement from Black.
I feel like that's really the motivator right now at this point is that Prayer Garden has been excluded, right? There's so much psychology hinging back and forth right now, but I think the main motivator is the fact that she has not been included in having this paperwork, right? She's even calling Nana for life. Now, I'm not going to go all into who I know has what in this, that, or the other. I can tell you this, Prayer Garden. The paperwork that you so ever search, I could get it right now if I wanted it. Why would I want it, though? Right, Green Eyes? Why would I want that paperwork? Why do I want to see this paperwork? I don't. I have no use in seeing this paperwork. I am not interested in the minute slightest about what is on that paperwork. It's out of my pay grade, right? It's absolutely out of my pay grade. And in fact, in a conversation with Brooks, I believe that if she were to get her hands on the paperwork, that NCMEC could probably, somebody could make contact with NCMEC after having downloaded her video and show them what she's doing, and it would probably be bad for her. Lickety Splits, thank you so much, baby, for sending 2 jewels, baby. Thank you so much. You're welcome, lovely. It would probably be bad for her. She doesn't understand the complications because it's already gotten complicated. Okay?
Just before the Wells family's appearance on the Dr. Phil show, she says a child was reported that matched Summer's description somewhere, quote, south of Tennessee.
Now, if you guys remember, I know specifically the scenario. They were getting ready to tape, okay? Jenna from Jenna's World, she calls. Tim has the phones off camera. He's in the studio, but he's off camera. Jenna calls. Tim takes the call. Jenna says, there's been a child found. And I believe, Paisley, thank you so much for your contribution, Queen. You know it means the world to me, baby. I believe it was in northern Georgia or in Georgia, right? I believe. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe it was in Georgia, right? They take the call. The Wells are notified of what's going on. There's a delay. Shortly after that, another call is placed, and this call substantiates quite naturally that it's not Summer Wells, right? It was in, thank you, Miss Carrie. It was in Georgia, right? That was a story that was, that was a story that I brought to the table. But as far as where is it, it could have been on a channel that was deleted or whatever. But that's what happened, right? Now, if you remember, there were a couple other different scenarios like that. There was a little girl, they say, that was in a library, was it in Washington, that they thought may have fit the description. And there was a few different things, right? But that was the one that is being referenced here. Now, when you think about it, let's play devil's advocate. But let's play both sides for a minute. Let's imagine you are Candace Wells. Okay? Let's imagine you're Candace Wells and you've made this pilgrimage, right? You're welcome, Paisley. You've made this pilgrimage to LA to sit on the show. There's all these heightened emotions. Let's imagine going into the Dr. Phil that you're victims of something, right? As parents, you're victims of your child gone missing. You're a secondary victim. And then you hear all of this nonsense with this call. Now, how high are the emotions now? Uber high, right? Now, let's play devil's advocate. Let's imagine you come to Dr. Phil as unknown suspects, unknown suspects. The world doesn't know you're a suspect. The police have not named you a suspect. Now this call comes in. Boom! Emotions go super high, but for a different reason, right? Dawn Marie, thank you so much for your contribution, Queen. You know it means the world to me. Thank you. You understand what I'm saying? So either way, there's whether you're a suspect or whether you are a secondary victim or a victim of your child going missing. Boom. Now all of a sudden you have emotions high and wide, right? I understand either way why Candace would have stepped down, right? You following me? Now, you also have to think about all of the nuances, the little idiosyncrasies in all of this thing, right? You have to imagine that you have a detective back home and you have a sheriff, and they're saying what? They're saying that there's no evidence of an abduction, right? Then you fast forward, right? Meanwhile, so up until this point, Don has only just been saying, we passed polygraphs. No one believed them. Fast forward to Dr. Phil. Now, guess what? Now, all of a sudden, Dr. Phil and all these behavioral analysts, the end result is that Dr. Phil says, well, maybe you don't know, I don't think Candace had anything to do with it. But now, all of a sudden, if she knows something she doesn't know she knows, now all of a sudden Dr. Phil is making an abduction, right? He's reinforcing a narrative that maybe the sheriff doesn't want. Now let's step back. Let's assume for a moment that the sheriff doesn't want to publicize the fact he thinks there's been an abduction. Maybe they got some backwoods corner pocket investigation going on, and they don't want to publicize all of these different aspects. Now, thanks to Dr. Phil, bam, you got it. Then enter in Brian Enton shortly after this. Brian Enton comes on and he says, well, guess what? I talked to Ronnie Lawson. Ronnie Lawson says, hey, they passed a polygraph. Now, leaving to the side what a lot of people will say, or maybe are whispering even now, and that is, well, the sheriff doesn't have to tell them if they passed or not. He could just tell them, yeah, whatever, right? He could. Moving forward. I know all of that probably to some, if you're not all the way hip, Teasy, thank you so much for your contribution, Queen. That may start to sound like a lot. It may sound like psychotic babble, right? But it's all of the factors that you have to play in if you want to even be able to analyze this thing responsibly, right? You following me? Lickety split. Thanks so much for your contribution, Queen. You know it means the world to me. Pushing forward.
Somebody reported a child missing south of Tennessee, is what Candace said. They were asking her other things. South of Tennessee? Okay. A child was... Okay.
Now, what I want to move forward to is... I've summarized it here. The paperwork dispute, right? Now, the paperwork dispute, reading the summary, is a creator expresses frustration regarding certain YouTube creators who are obsessed with obtaining and publicizing sensitive paperwork from 2024 concerning the removal of the Wells children. And we know who that is, right? The creator emphasizes that this information is not public business and is often shared for sensationalist reasons, right? Okay. This is the part that I want to get to here. Contact with law enforcement. The creator recounts calling the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to discuss these ongoing requests for private records. Now, let's be very clear. They can make all the requests they want, right? Let me move over here. They can make all the requests they want. They are not going to receive the paperwork via that angle. They are not. TZB, thanks so much for your contribution. Lickety, thank you so much for your contribution, Queen. Act Right, thank you so much for your contribution, Queen. You know it means the world to me. This is real spill here, right? So, Izzy Pop, I don't know. As I understand, there's been someone that has done some metadata on some pictures. That's one of those things that I probably should have gotten more involved in researching, but it's like I didn't. I'll just say it that way, right? I'll just say it that way. I just didn't get involved in that. Thank you, Act Right. Okay, moving forward here. Let's go here.
I called him.
Now, I don't know the full context. I'm guessing we probably need to move back several decades to probably the understanding and the thinking of a middle schooler, possibly, right? To think the way PG thinks, right? Right? So we go back several decades and we understand that PG is threatening Brooks to go to jail because she has this paperwork, right? It means nothing for Brooks. Let me be very clear. Brooks can have all the paperwork in the world. She's not going to jail because she possesses said paperwork. The gag order is not on who possesses said paperwork. The gag order reflects on people who speak publicly about said paperwork, right? So she's threatening Brooks to go to jail because Brooks has some paperwork that she wished she had, right? Okay, we've established that.
And I said, this woman is wanting this paperwork. Now, I did say that I've seen it. I did say other people had it. Now, let me ask you something. Would you send paperwork to someone that you don't even know? That was sent to you by someone that, to be quite honest, you don't really know.
Facts.
I have fretted over this for 2 years. And to be quite honest, it's just not entitled. It's not entitled material, if you want to know the truth.
For Central Dispatch, call 423-272-7121. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now.
Hey,
For administration, press 1. For the jail, press 2. For visitation or commissary, press 3.
I'm sorry, that number is not valid.
Thank you for calling the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial.
Now, this is the realest thing you're going to hear all night. Okay? Noting that the focus on these documents serves no purpose in the ongoing search for Summer. I was very blunt but precise when I said that this woman who once wanted an entanglement with Don Wells, she coined the terms, you can only be part of Summer's army if you're over there and you are neglecting your own mental health to give Prayer Garden a view or a Cash App or whatever she's got going on over there. You can only be a part of Summer's army, but let's be very clear. It's Summer's army, right? Which completely excludes her three brothers totally. Because it's Summer's army, we can put out all of the dirty, nasty paperwork we can find because, well, it's not the Wells Children's Army, right? It's only Summer's army, and we see what she does for Summer, right? Moving forward. And that's a really good, that's the takeaway. I want you folks to think of this as the takeaway. This paperwork, even God forbid, should it end up in the hands of Prayer Garden America, right? Even if it should end up in her hands, and she's going to exploit the hell out of it, leave it up long enough so that all her little constituency can screenshot it and share it on their lackluster channels. And then she's going to remove it from her channel and leave all the rest of them to disseminate in furtherance of the motive, the modus operandi of having this paperwork everywhere. She doesn't want her, she'll get her hands dirty initially, but she thinks that if she removes it from her channel, that rewrites history or closed captions the future for everybody else, right? She just wants to have it temporary to be the one to say, look, I have the balls to put it out and then take it down, right? Yeah. Miss T, yeah, right? So
Dial 911. For central dispatch, call 423-272-7121. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. For administration, press 1. For the jail.
Now, there was a gal, I'm not going to put her out there like that because just the look in her eyes tells you everything. I look at her profile picture and get scared, right? There's just, it's tumultuous behind those eyes, right? I'll just say that. She knows who she is. She's probably listening now. I said, what does this do to find Summer Wells? What does having this paperwork out, re-victimizing these boys so that they'll never be able to outrun this paperwork? They know if those things happen to them, they already know. They don't have to be reminded by this paperwork being plastered everywhere. And that when they come of age and they're out making livings and paying bills and they've got domestic relationships, they have to be reminded that these idiots on the internet thought it was a great idea to repost what happened to them, right? Making therapy futile. Making therapy actually futile because these boys, hopefully they're still being compartmentalized away from all of this, but this paperwork is out there. God forbid these boys get a phone in their hand when they're old enough and they say, well, let me just see. Can you imagine? Have some empathy. Empathize for a moment that you're one of those boys and you get a device in your hand and you're 19, 20 years old and you're like, well, I heard the lore. I heard the rumors. Let me go see. And then they find all of this stuff, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of videos. And have to be reminded of what happened to them. No. Yeah, that's not good at all.
Sheriff's Office.
Oh, hello. My name is Brooks, and there's some paperwork. I live in Oklahoma, And there's some paperwork that's been floating around for about 2 years regarding Don and Candace Wells' children. And there's a certain YouTube creator that is
TPE. Good to see you, baby. Thank you for joining us.
wanting to see the paperwork on why the children were removed and, well, you know, just all the details. Are you aware of this?
We're aware of several, yes.
Okay.
That could be problematic all of a sudden. Now, let me tell you, the same people who want this paperwork, they don't have to have reached out to try to FOIA paperwork from the police that is CPS paperwork, right? They're never going to get this paperwork. They're already on to you. They already know. They know who you are. Look no further, right? Also understanding this is a new sheriff in his first 30 days. This is not a sheriff that's run the mill for 28 years. This is a brand new, uber, ultra motivated sheriff, right? Moving forward.
But there's nothing we can do to stop them if that's what you're getting at.
No. It's Prayer Garden of America, and I don't even know her name.
Okay. I will pass that along to the detective and have him check it out.
She did an entire live last night saying it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. Well, Dawn and Candace are the ones that said,
oh, it exists. And now it's moving on to the detective. Who are?
Sent it out because Don said he didn't understand it.
Okay. What does this have to do with locating Summer?
Well, now that is the $1 million question, and that's the reason I don't understand why she has to see the paperwork, because it's filthy.
Now, has anyone, put it in the chat, has anyone heard anywhere? Now, I understand you may have an opinion about her calling or not calling. That's not what we're here for. Do we understand that there's still a gag order? Has anyone ever heard that this gag order that was initially placed on any of this stuff has ever been lifted? No. In fact, we have not. Still exists.
And she's not mentioned in it at all.
Okay. Well, we are under a gag order where this case is concerned.
Okay.
I will let the detective know that you called and about Prayer Garden of America and let him check it out.
Okay, thank you. And
now, within reason, there we go. It has not been lifted. It's still a gag order. She just said it. What we understand is that now there's going to be paperwork generated. Let's play into good faith and understand that somebody's going to look into who Prayer Garden of America is. You can hide from all of us. It's nothing for the internet tech people, the internet crimes people, to find out who you are yesterday, an hour after you called. Does that make sense? Certain paperwork can be FOIA'd at some point, right? Moving forward.
you have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Dear God. Dear God.
So I think tomorrow, yes, certain paperwork will be available. And that's the thing. Okay. I had a conversation with Brooks and another gal today, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Every time. Hey, Dutchie, good to see you, baby. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for, you've been a member for a month. Woo-wee, baby. Thank you for joining us. It's the same thing. I go back to it every time. we've all theoretically, in theory, whether we've doxed ourselves, didn't care if our private identity was out there or someone else doxed us. We've all moved on from that. There's been no real world harm brought to any of us from being doxed on the internet. What could this lady be so afraid of? Why will she? I mean, it isn't just Prayer Garden doesn't operate this way and hold her anonymity as the crown jewel of England because she wants to be able to be able to voice her sexual deviancy all over the internet. Now, I'm not here to tell you that PG is some sort of pedophile. That's not what I'm alluding to. But what I am alluding to is that she's hiding from something. Right? She's hiding from something. And I think that that's kind of where I'm going to close out. Thank you all for joining me. I had some other things that I wanted to talk about, but I think how long we've been here? We've been here almost 2 hours, and I'm going to come back tomorrow night, and I think that we'll go over. We're going to go over this. I want to figure out why, and that's the thing. Shedding just a little bit of light on this right now. PG, like Andrew, and we're going to paint the parallel. PG is going to come on here and give you some reason, whether it's BS or it's a projected confession. In the beautiful words of my friend Six Up, projections sometimes are confessions with these people, right? So maybe that's what we're going to hear, but we're going to hear something. Carrie, wow, 5 months member. Thank you, baby. Crystal says, I am confused. Can you play that call Brooks made again? And Brooks tell the sheriffs it was the CPS paperwork. You know what I will do really quick for you is I will put that in the chat right here for you, Crystal. That way you can study it. I'm all tuckered out. Thank you for joining us, though. Thank you. Absolutely. T-Walk. Yes. Can I get a couple of the moderators to put Duchy's Duchess podcast, TPE, and Crystal's link in the chat, please? PG wants details out, but won't show her face or Benny's beautiful baby. Right? No, this business isn't like it was 4 or 5 years ago, right? Miss T, thank you so much. You're welcome, Crystal. Thank you, ladies, for putting the links out. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's not the same business, right? It really isn't. It used to be when I first started, and it didn't last long, but when I first started this, and not with Summer's scenario, but when I first started, you were actually able to kind of positively sharpen swords, right? You could bring up something, and you know what it is now. If you call somebody out on a behavior, and it makes sense, right? They're going to run right to their channels, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to bring up something about your past or something over here, or an ad hominem, or PG. For instance, for me in White Boy Lockdown Radio, she likes to make both of us gay. We're straight men, right? We're alpha guys. She likes to make us gay. She likes to make Don gay. She likes to make me and Don and Matt gay, all gay together, right? Like it's the deviancy, right? You can't combat us with logic, so you have to move right to a sex thing, right? It's the sexy time weirdo stuff, right? So thank you, Miss Izzy. Thank you very much. Thank you, T-Walk. And Lickety, thank you for being a member for 4 months, baby. Tomorrow, we're gonna dig into this thing tomorrow. And so, like Andrew, PG likes to she likes to bring down things when I cover them. The last thing that I covered of hers was the paperwork. As soon as I started covering it, she made it private and has never brought it back public again. So we're going to go over this tomorrow and whatever subsequently comes tonight or sometime tomorrow. And let's meet back here tomorrow, maybe around 8 o'clock. Maybe I'll have some guests fly by, maybe Brooks, maybe whomever I can get some special guests. You hear me? Anyways, I love all of y'all individually. Thank you for all the contributions. Who we have here? Paisley, thank you for the puppy treats. Act Right, thank you for your Act Right. Dutchy for being a member for 1 month. Carrie for 5 months. Skunk for 4 months. Lickety for 4. Michelle for 7. And Michelle, thank you for reaching out to me the other day. I needed that. Anyways, I love all of y'all individually. Remember, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Thank you for joining us, all the moderators. Izzy, L. Kennedy, thank you, baby. Casey K, what's up, baby? TPE, Dutchy, Miss T, we done added some tonight. Michelle, Carrie, who else we have here? Crystal, Ashley, Miss Ashley. Thank you all for joining us. We're gonna knock the rust off this thing, and I'm gonna be a lot more frequent. You dig? So, oh, well, you want to come back? I didn't even see you. I was on the other. Hold on 1 second. I was on the other screen. If you want to come back up. I'm sorry. I'm terrible about that. Doesn't it usually give you a little bell? Hold on 1 second before we go. Thank you, Dawn Marie, for your contribution too. Everybody who sent. Okay. She's going to come up tomorrow. All right. Thank you, everyone. Dawn Marie, thank you. Lickety, everybody. High Priestess, thank you for joining us. I'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless.